Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. This week brought to you by... I'm Gus.
Gavin.
Blaine.
Bernie.
And Gus. I feel like we were just here. Oh, speaking of we were just here, we got to talk about first week goals.
How did we do? How did we fare?
Well, we unlocked the Ruby episode redub by Achievement Hunter. That was the 5,000 level. And that was the last one we did. I think that was Thursday we did that.
Nice.
So we only have 4 days left to like double that amount.
Unfortunately, we hit the 10,000 goal.
Did we really?
Yep.
And they didn't. You know what? I was in a meeting today and they didn't fucking tell me. Now I know why they didn't, because they were giving it to you to do this to me.
I got to tell you here on the air.
Fuckers in marketing.
They hit the goal.
Worst.
You really didn't want that to happen.
Oh, it's just like that thing is like.
I asked them
to edit it is going to be a pain in the ass. First of all, to get it to where it's a releasable thing. I mean,
you got to remove all the shards of glass from it.
That's no skin off your back, though. You got an editor.
Thank you
it's
for the last control room.
It's 100% skin off my back. I'm absolutely going to edit that thing before I hand it off to anybody else.
So I don't know. I don't think there's a release date for it scheduled yet, but it now has to be edited, like Bernie said.
Working on it.
We're gonna have to start working on it.
Working on it. Okay. Well, that kind of seals the deal for what I wanted to do this week on my vlog, because last week's vlog was like 20 minutes of Gavin and I going to Special Olympics. It was great though. It was so much fun, and I couldn't find anything else to remove from that thing. So this week I'm gonna go a little simpler. Probably gonna do like Q&A. So
I love your laugh when I choked on my poncho.
I was so fucking happy about that. I'm so happy.
Were you guys in the Swiss Alps or something?
We were in Austria.
Someplace with a goofy accent in high altitudes, right?
Goofy accent.
What is an Austrian accent, Blaine?
Schwarzenegger.
There you go, brother.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Please ask me Arnold trivia.
What language do they speak?
Austrian.
Double Dave's just followed me. All right.
Yes, Austrian. That's what they speak.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's not an accent. That's not a.
No, it is.
Is he fucking with me? Austrian? Is that a language?
See, you got confirmation.
Is Patrick in on this? Because now I'm starting to think. Hold on.
You're so insecure.
No, I'm fine. Totally confident. I'm just gonna look it up real quick. It's not. I'm hearing from the angel on my shoulder. It's not.
Yeah, no, we're fucking with you.
All right.
I think they mainly speak German.
German.
Yes.
Yeah.
German.
Okay.
A little bit of Deutsch.
Or a lot of bit of Deutsch.
A lot of it.
Is that the same thing? No, wait, no, never
Yes.
mind.
Yes.
Yes, it is the same.
That's how you say German in German.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
to be confused with Dutch.
I feel like all eyes are on me and my ignorance right now. So let's just like.
That's kind of what has propelled us for the last
Yeah, we'll go back to talking about Arnold, see if we're more comfortable.
8 or 9 years here. So this Saturday, speaking of 8 or 9 years, this Saturday marks our 14th anniversary
Of the company.
for the company.
Yeah.
Not for you and me.
Okay.
That
That's
goes even
horrifying.
longer.
You winking at me was not what I wanted on a Monday evening.
Why didn't you want to wink from Gus? Means he still cares.
I'm just
After 15 years.
we drank last
14.
night, and I have to admit that I'm a little bit
You hungover?
hungover today.
Did you
Let me
go?
peel back the curtain a little bit on how the podcast works.
Go ahead.
What time did I text you two asking if y'all could be on the podcast today? So I waited
Yesterday,
kind of late.
first of all, you texted us on
I
Sunday.
texted y'all yesterday. What,
Right.
like 11 a.m.?
Do you want me to look?
No, I got mine way later because
Yeah,
that was the backup.
I had to confirm. Well, no, you were actually the first. I had to confirm them first
I was?
because they might have been shooting today, and I wasn't
Podcast
sure.
tomorrow, yesterday at 12:51.
Okay.
Burnie did not reply all day. Then later that night, like at 9 p.m., he texted me asking for someone else's phone number. And I was like, yes, I can give you that person's phone number if you tell me, can you be on the podcast tomorrow?
So how about this? You texted me at 12:51 and I replied at 1.
It's a pretty quick reply.
Can you podcast
I also
tomorrow?
offered to have sex with you.
And then you were like, come over. We're having fun. Then you like sent me a pin with your address. And I was like, no, it's okay.
Yeah,
I feel like-
I stuck to my guns and I wasn't going to invite Gus to this thing, and then I had to talk to him. So then I thought I should invite him over. This was
Were you getting that phone number so you can invite that other person?
probably.
Who was the other person?
None of your business. What are you in on this for?
It was me, was it?
I have your number, Blaine. You don't think I have your number?
I just got a late invite, so that's all I'm saying. 1:48 is when you text me.
Yeah, I don't know why you got a late invite. Sorry about that.
You text me at 4:20 and said, "Hey, drinks in my house 4:30."
Ooh, they actually started at 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were
And
also
then,
on the list of people not to invite.
Oh, okay. And then
I was trying
I
to
thought it'd be
hold the
like-
line, but my niceness took over and I invited you. Blaine, you were not. You were
why
just.
didn't you want to invite me?
8:44. Come over, pinned location, and I said, "What's the occasion? Am I in trouble?" And you sent me the blurriest fucking photo. It's just nonsense.
Let me see what time. Let me see what time I got
queue.
mine. You got 844?
So Ashley put that thing together.
856. Can I get so-and-so's number? And I said, if you tell me whether or not you can do the podcast tomorrow. Then he said, I can, and fuck you in the butt.
That's nice.
I feel
It's
like
nice.
it was originally billed as like, oh, cheeky bevs on the roof until sunset. See you later.
That's what it was.
It turned out to be quite a heavy night.
Yeah, surprisingly so. Yeah,
Lots
surprisingly
of,
so.
booze and someone started bleeding at one point.
What happened there?
Oh, didn't Ashley like cut her hand or something?
I didn't know about that. There wasn't that many people there. How did I miss that?
So someone
I
cut their
skinned
hand.
my knee like a 10-year-old somehow. I have a skinned knee.
Do you really?
Yeah, from that. No idea how I did it.
It was good. It was
Did you
fun.
fall off your bike?
I don't know. I mean, I was wearing shorts, so maybe that had something to do with it. But Riot's in town, so she wanted to see Riot. Also, Colton is in town because we've begun production on Laser Team 2. So Colton Dunn, who plays Herman in the Laser Team franchise, he's in town. It was supposed to be drinks for like Riot and Colton being in town. Colton then couldn't come because he had a personal thing he had to do. So
He was like,
yeah, he's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
So but we're getting it all figured out. Next weekend we're going down to Lockhart for barbecue.
Nice. I was filming earlier today, and we were filming by the university.
So you've been on set for Laser Team?
Yeah, I was there.
Gavin and I have
all
not.
day.
you already been in Laser Team 2?
I was filming Laser Team 2 all day. I came straight from there here to do the podcast.
Is he trying to set a precedent for us coming in on Mondays and doing the podcast?
President.
What? Precedent?
Precedent?
No.
That's unprecedented.
I had to like schedule with them special so that I could leave early. But anyway, so we were filming out by
Which,
the
by the way,
university.
they fucking hate. So
Yeah.
anyway, go ahead.
They're the one who scheduled me on a Monday.
Well, you're going to work with Gustarola.
Mondays.
There's certain things that come along with it.
Monday.
Yeah.
So we're filming out at the university, and I got there fucking early. My call time was like at 6:30 this morning, so I get there at 6:30, and like at 7 they start serving breakfast at catering. And catering's like there's a big trailer that's set out with like kind of buffet style, like a table, and you go and they had like breakfast tacos and stuff. And I was there, and I was late because I had been in makeup, so I was like the only person there at the catering area, and I'm like going through and like making myself like a little breakfast taco, and then like this group of college kids come by, and they're like, "Is this food free?
Oh my.
Can we just have this? Is this free?" It's like they got their backpacks on, like they're going to class. I was like, "No, it's for the movie. Get out of here!"
Get the fuck out, dude.
Like you got a lot to learn about the world. Shoot, get the fuck out of here. I was like, "It's for the movie." They're like, "We're in the movie." I'm like, no, you're not. Get the fuck out of here. Go to class.
Well, you're in the movie and you're also security for the movie.
Yeah, I was like, where the fuck is everyone supposed to be here? But yeah, it was fun to be out there and see what was going on.
Whereabouts on campus?
It was close to, should I say? Yeah, today's the only day we're filming there.
You can don't worry about it. It's just like college kids congregate in certain areas on campus, and they hand out like food, or they'll have bake sales and stuff like that.
I'll
so
text you.
I was assuming it was in that kind of region.
Do you have your phone?
Huh?
Do you have your phone?
Yes.
All right, I just texted you.
That seems about right for college kids to come up and think that it's.
No, I mean
free.
I could totally see like when I was in college, also like the same kind of thing where you see food and you're like, oh, maybe it's like a university sponsored thing,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Always hungry in college, dude.
Oh, okay.
Always hungry. Free stuff's the
Like
best.
just east of there, there's that parking lot
Yeah.
right there.
Man, memories.
Yeah.
We had our anniversary party for Rooster Teeth, and a big group went out to Liberty, or to 6th Street, and that night I was so freaking drunk, and Alana was in town, and we ended up doing on this quest to find ingredients for grilled cheese and
What was this
macaroni
for?
and cheese. We were just drunk, and we just wanted cheesy food. So,
Yeah.
So we went and got grilled cheese, macaroni and cheese, and we walked like all around campus, and we went actually right by that place that you guys were at for filming today. So it's fun.
Did you get a grilled cheese?
Fuck yeah. We made like 5 grilled cheeses and some macaroni and cheese. It's really good.
What's a grilled cheese?
Grilled cheese is grilled 2 pieces of white bread,
Yep.
butter both sides, put one end on, put the cheese on top.
What's
put
the
other.
cheese? Say the cheese. What is the cheese though?
I always use Velveeta, Kraft Velveeta,
Oh, that's good.
because it's shitty cheese. It's not real cheese.
Oh,
but
it's not even close. It's
Tastes
plastic.
delicious.
It's
Yeah,
like-
and then you flip it a couple times. It's golden brown, good to go.
Yeah, you gotta. You have to use for grilled cheese. You have to use fake cheese. You have to either use Velveeta or American cheese.
Otherwise, it tastes like dry. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or like the grease separates out from like cheddar and stuff like that. It's just it doesn't work.
Do you
one
ever
of
remember
those-
there used to be like a grilled cheese restaurant over in the Triangle?
What's called the
Cheddar?
Melt?
I think it's called
Cheds?
Cheds.
Cheds.
No.
Yeah.
They have a brick and mortar over on
Was
Lamar.
it a trailer at the Triangle
No, it was like a
store?
brick and mortar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they moved in. I didn't realize they were over there.
There's a famous one in San Francisco called Melt. It's like right across the street from IGN.
That place, and there's another one called like Schoolhouse or something like that in Oakland. that
Yeah.
I've been to a couple times. Dude, grilled cheese places, like they like mess with the ingredients and cheeses. Fucking good.
See, that's the problem. Is that I only like the vanilla grilled cheese.
Ooh, that's so gross. Is there
like-
chocolate grilled cheese?
No,
as
you know
well?
what I'm saying. I want this. It's horrifying, guys.
Is it like
Yeah.
comfort food from your childhood?
Well,
like
I don't
the
want
way you
people
used
that
to
put
have it?
tomato in it and all that.
Oh, what? Fuck
you know,
no.
they put stuff in it, and then it's
No,
not grilled
that's
cheese
good.
anymore. There you go. See, one guy
I
goes
would eat
bleh,
that.
and the other guy goes good.
Well, this is the guy who fucking you probably eat tomato sandwiches in the UK all the time.
Love them. Tomato and
Yeah.
cheese. Yeah, delicious.
dude. An English full breakfast just looks like an accident. You know, there's like
Bloody delicious. Actually,
Beans
you
and
scrape
fucking
into your
stewed
mouth.
tomato.
tomatoes. Yeah.
You don't have to eat all the bits.
But why is it there?
I always leave the mushrooms. Honestly,
The mushrooms are the best part.
I agree. I
I
like
don't,
mushrooms.
I don't
I-
like cooked mushrooms.
I don't like mushrooms either.
I like them raw.
I don't like cooked carrots. I love carrots. I
like-
fucking hate
Every
cooked
vegetable's
carrots.
better raw.
What if they're like sweet
No,
though?
Brussels sprouts are not better raw.
that's true.
They are much better cooked.
You don't like
That's
sweet baby carrots?
I like carrots, but I don't like cooked carrots.
Right, but like sweet baby cooked carrots. What is that?
That's
That's
an
English
English
breakfast.
breakfast.
That's almost a full English.
Yeah. There's
I
a
don't-
tomato in there.
I mean, typically you won't have chips with it. I don't know why there's
What
chips
that
on
guy?
it.
That's a guy that's drunk that went to the Golden Corral and was just like, I want a
The
little
only
bit
thing-
of
but
this.
that'd
That'd be like a
Look at
toast
that.
or something, wouldn't there?
There should be toast. There should be sometimes black pudding. But what you're looking at there is the best hangover cure on the planet.
Ooh, yeah. I mean,
All
Migas
that grease.
tacos are pretty good too.
I think most like the traditional Mexican cure for hangovers are menudo.
Menudo. Yep.
What is that?
It's like a stew that is, or kind of like a very thick soup, very hearty, that's made with like stomach lining and hominy, or like the prime.
It's got
ingredients
carbs in it,
That would
dude.
make me
Also, it's
barf.
like tripe.
Yeah,
Did they
stomach
make those in
lining, tripe,
Monterey?
It's all the same.
To me,
It's
the
really
best cure for a hangover is
Booze.
no. I've never tried that. And
Hair of
I-
the dog works. Jeff
It,
taught me.
it does work.
It
That,
does.
that immersion
It's
that
sca-
you fuckers took me on
Yeah.
taught me that hair of the dog actually works.
But
Yeah.
it scares me because that's like I couldn't imagine cracking a beer and drinking a beer while hungover. It's like that's the last thing you want.
It seems awful and it smells awful, and then you start drinking it and you instantly feel better.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's a great way to develop a problem in your life, though. You
Yeah,
know what I
a
mean?
problem or a solution.
Is there like a collective hangover from that though? Like, aren't you just prolonging it?
Yeah, maybe you should have a beer right now if you're still a little hungover.
You can come down. I'm not hungover. I just like I have a dullness the day after I drink. And also I got a little obnoxious, I think, last night. I kind of crossed that line.
What'd you do?
Right towards the tail end. Well, Meg was particularly funny because we ordered
You were having some sort of eating contest.
we were, but she wasn't. I was so drunk. We had these pepperoni rolls from this local pizza place called Double Days, which I discovered, Meg, who grew up in Austin, and I've been here for now 22 years. We both love this local pizza place, Double Days.
And it's not
You're
good.
probably not a fan,
It's
right?
dog-
No, Double
dog
Dave's is
shit.
only good for pepperoni rolls.
So the pepperoni rolls are what we ordered. We ordered 3 dozen pepperoni rolls. Did you have any of them?
No, because they're all fucking gone by the time I got there.
Sorry about that.
I didn't have one either.
Yeah. So then I said, "Look, Meg, I got us a bunch of pepperoni rolls." She was like, "Oh, this is awesome." And then she ate one, and then for some reason I asked her. I said, "I had already eaten 2, and I felt guilty about it." I go, "How many have you eaten so far, Meg?" She goes, "I've had 3." I go, "You've had 3? Oh, I can have another one then." She goes, "Well, if you're having another one, I'm having another one." She kind of goaded me into it. So then we got an eating contest who could eat the most. But then I come to find out, or I realized this morning that I go, "I just ate 5." She goes, I already had 6. She wasn't eating anymore. She was done. She just kept telling me. So either that I would leave her alone, or that she was just trying to see how many she could get me
You're
to
like
eat.
stuffed in the 6th one. You're like 6, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm on 7."
How many did you eat?
And she wouldn't even bother to get up and leave from her space on the couch to keep the ruse going. She was just knew I was drunk enough. She goes, "No," she as soon as I finished it, she goes, "I just ate 7." And I go, "Oh shit!" And I gotta get up and go. Who the fuck knows? I have no idea.
Oh
how many
my
I ate.
God.
I don't remember.
It was such a heavy night for out of nowhere.
Out of
Out
nowhere.
of nowhere.
And it was one of those weird nights too, where we didn't drink all that much. Like I'm not out of booze, you know. There's still
Well, you
tons-
did have a lot of booze.
We did.
You had potential for the fulcrum to be born. You didn't
Yeah.
hit, you didn't hit the
Reborn.
fulcrum level, but
Well, I actually kind of fucked up too because she planned this thing, and I actually kind of woke up. I kind of grumped at her a little bit in the morning because we had a laser team dinner the night before at a place downtown where it was like all like the what they call above the line crew, like writer, director, producers and stuff like that, and then the cast. We went out to dinner, and then the next day I come to find out Ashley had told Colton at dinner we'll have drinks tomorrow at our place at 4, and I'm like, I got shit I got to do. I was out of town all last weekend, and so she started at 4, but she started at 4 for sunset, but it's daylight savings time. So I was like, the sun's not going to set till like 8:30.
We got there at like almost 5, and the sun was like way up there.
Yeah.
Loads of sun left.
She goes, no, it'll set at like 6:30 or 7. I'm like, no, didn't you check this? So it set, I tell you exactly when it set, Gus, according to the weather app.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
7:52 was when it was supposed to set. So it was Ashley's fault it got heavy because she started us way too early.
And it was my fault that Ashley got drunk.
What'd you do?
I just challenged her to chug the remains of a Jack Daniel's bottle.
Oh, gosh.
Jesus.
She was just like, yeah.
That's how the Cheese Master was born.
I know, listen, I'm not a jealous person, but I got jealous of Ashley and Gavin yesterday.
Doing what?
Because Ashley was doing something. Well, she was doing something that she does for me all the time. She was scratching your head. Do you remember that? Yeah.
Why was she doing that?
I don't know. She just whenever I come home, she just sits there and like scratches my head.
That
like,
was really good, actually.
Yeah,
I'd
it's-
forgotten that was happening, but you just brought it all back. That was nice, yeah.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
I know. I'm a lucky dude. Yeah, it's like not like a head massage. She actually like physically like just like sits there and just goes.
Joe the cat's also pretty lucky too. Then.
Dude, yeah, she did it to me. I think as a. She did it to me as like a thing of like treating me like Joe the cat, like she was doing it as a joke, and I was like, that feels fucking amazing.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
Was she doing everyone?
What?
Did she give everyone a head rub?
I didn't
Dude,
get a head rub.
Okay, so Blaine didn't get one. So apparently
got
you
one.
were just a choice for
No,
me.
I
You
didn't.
didn't go. Oh.
I wouldn't be here today. I would have gotten fired if I had gotten a head rub.
I also did not get head scratched last night.
Not
She
even
had her
after every-
fill with you fucking little.
I got all the head rubs.
British.
You stole the rubs.
The hand strength
did.
was gone.
So was I just sat down receiving head rubs?
Guess we're like standing up over on the other side of the roof. She was going to town on you.
I definitely didn't ask for head rubs.
Yeah, she kind of forced them on you. All right, we're gonna have a talk when I get home. We'll see.
I mean, it's not like you'd ever want to turn down free head rubs.
No, why would you? Why would you?
You're pretty drunk. Started spitting grapes in my mouth.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, you do?
I tried to gauze a grape from my mouth into Blaine's. I was trying to arc it at first, and then I was no good, so I just was spitting them straight in at your face.
And I was just like, ah.
No, you're like, try again, try again.
But at a certain point, there was spit on him, so you're like basically spitting in my face with the grape hitting me, and I was done with it. But it was like principle.
I was trying to hold it in my teeth and then just like thrust them in there, but one of them like fully rolled back into my mouth. I was like, oh, this one's wet.
Yeah, it seems
We
like
got it,
by
though.
that point, once you've had that many drinks, you're just spitting.
Yeah.
Jason
We nailed it,
Plant on Twitter just gave one of the best descriptions of hair of the dog. He said, hair of the dog, when you drink your beer, it's like in the movie Pleasantville when all the color starts to flood into the movie. That's how it feels. I guess I'll try it next time. I feel like I just barf.
I haven't
Yeah,
done
I-
that shit since
I was
college.
really not up for it, but Jeff gave me a Jack and Coke one morning, and it made it great. And I had
Really?
breakfast.
It just seems like, dude. It seems
Oh, yeah,
like
that's
that is
not-
like.
That's right. I never would have
Slippery
tried
slope.
it if it wasn't for that immersion.
Like, I don't know who discovered that. There was someone somewhere who was hungover and thought, I'm going to drink again now.
Like I just
And he
gonna
was
drink
the
through the
first
pain.
person, yeah.
Yeah.
That he became.
That morning when we did that immersion, Gus is talking about the immersion where Griffin and I took Jeff and Gus out and we drank all night till like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Then we went home. We got them as drunk as we could get them. We went home. And then we were back out at like 5 a.m. and we went and got Gus and Jeff out of bed and then fed him a bunch of food because in video games when you eat food it makes you feel better. So we just and that pizza was like the worst pizza I've ever experienced.
I would call it pizza, like
Yeah.
in air quotes.
But they had everything. They had like we had ham, like all these foods you see in video games. Like
Should have had a full English breakfast.
I don't think I've
Oh.
ever seen that in a video game though.
Yeah, probably not.
We could have a can of beans or something like that for modern day video games, but it's usually like the big ham with the bone in it, you know.
Yeah.
It's like or a leg of lamb or a rack of lamb or something like
We
that.
had a big long
Loaf of
conversation
bread.
once
Ribs.
about how nice cartoon food looked.
Yeah.
And how like a ham
The
off of the
steak.
bone.
Ribeye steaks. Yeah.
There's T-bones in cartoons mainly, isn't
Yeah,
it?
uncooked. Yeah, T-bones. Uncooked T-bones. I would always get hungry for them.
And it's got like a sheen on it. It's like, oh yeah.
yeah.
So on Twitter here,
Floppy.
Bitmap Pixel is asking if you're back to wearing that Apple Watch.
Oh
I've
no, it's a
seen
Fitbit.
Oh, Fitbit.
No, I am done with my Apple Watch. So
What
I
happened?
got this. This is what I'm
Okay.
doing.
Didn't
What
Fitbit
happened?
go out of business?
Huh?
They got no, it's Pebble.
Pebble.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think Pebble got acquired by Fitbit, I think, right? And then they're shutting down their operations, I believe.
Dude,
I've got a lot of questions about my watch too. This watch is when Red versus Blue took off. Literally for like the first 7 years of the company doing well, I was still just like I didn't really change a lot about my life on purpose. I still drove my same truck, you know, everything else. And then this watch is the one thing that I bought for myself. Is this watch? You can see red and blue watch that I bought. I bought that. It was the one thing, and I've had it. So I've had it now. What? 12 years?
What was
at
the
this
second
point?
thing you
Something
bought?
like that.
What's that?
What was the second nice thing you bought?
One of those really lifelike sex dolls.
I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, I upgraded computer
sex
stuff.
Yeah.
Upgraded computer stuff.
When did you get
Maybe
your
like
whole...
Canon 5D? Maybe.
Yeah, but that was like
That was
2009.
later.
That was later too.
That was
Yeah.
2009. When did you get your whole movie theater projector setup done?
That would have been when we moved to Austin from Buda. So that would have been like year 6 or 7.
Because that around that time would have been expensive. Not so much anymore, but you had it all done proper with like nice long cables and that.
Well, we moved houses, so we moved to a new house.
That's the time to do it.
Yeah, and now it's like that house has completely shaped my view on houses. That house was too big. It was, in Texas they have these big,
How
for
many
lack of a better
squiff?
term, McMansions, and it's just too much.
How big was it?
Then when I moved into my own place, but 4 or 5 years after that, that place was tiny. The place on Street was just tiny.
Wait,
Probably shouldn't have said the address out loud, but I don't live there, so yeah. But it was that place was like 1,300 square feet.
The second place.
The second place.
So
yeah, the
your
first
most recent place?
my most recent place is like it's interesting the way it's laid out, but it's actually square footage wise not that big.
Not the one that's up high that we were at last night. The one before that.
Yeah, the one I lived in for a long time where we did Game of Thrones in the backyard. And
That
all
one's
stuff.
smaller. You were saying?
Yeah, that one's like 1,300 square feet.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, it was a hunting shack initially. That's what they told me.
Huh.
Ever tell you about the story about the real estate guy gave me the picture?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Fucking
creepy
crazy.
picture.
Just gave me the house was built in like 1932.
Oh.
And he's like, here's a picture of the house when there was nothing else around it. And he shows me his fucking picture, and it's a house. We're in these fucking woods. There's trees everywhere. But the worst part about it is it's one of those thick pictures. It's so old. It's like the paper's super thick.
Yeah.
And there's this kid just like standing there by the front door like this. And he's like got this look on his face, like staring at the camera like this. I'm like, the fuck did you show me this picture?
He died there.
I know.
The kid's dead.
It's like I want to make sure the real estate guy. I'm like, do you see the kid in this picture? Because I'm kind of worried that nobody else sees him but me. So old houses kind of freak me out.
So
honestly,
I like. I think I've said this before on the podcast, but I like going to like open houses and looking at houses that are for sale in the
Wasting
Austin
people's
area.
time.
Yeah, wasting tons of people's time. But there was this one I looked at a couple of weeks ago. It was a really weird house, and it looked like they had built it over time, and like it was like different sections of house, and they had taken outdoor patios and like walled them in, and they were inside the house now. I was looking in the master bedroom, and I was like, oh, there's a bathroom here, like an ensuite attached. Walked into the bathroom, and I was like, where's the toilet? Toilet was in the shower.
what?
It was like the toilet was right next to the shower, and I was like, well, maybe they have like a special container for the toilet paper. Nope, toilet paper was just like out there and like
In the
on
water?
a stand, like where you would totally get it all just soaked.
Wait, so would the shower water go into the bowl? Could it reach
Pretty
that?
close. It was a little out of the range.
So it's the idea you never do them both at the same time,
I don't know.
or you meant to shit and shower at the same
I
time. How are you
don't-
meant to wipe your ass
I
doing
don't,
that?
I don't know. I was left with so many questions. Even the real estate agent was like, I've never seen this before. Like she started taking pictures.
One of my favorite things in Congress is the Congress office that is now gone. It's now a hotel. We had a shower in there, but there was a light switch in the shower. Do you remember that, Gus?
Yep.
And it was all the way in the back. So you just like had to point the shower head straight down and hope no water got across to the electrical light switch that was inside the
It's
shower.
mostly safe.
Mostly safe.
You just like moisture from like, heat or whatever. Wouldn't that have touched it? I mean,
You got light switches in your bathroom
I
anyway.
guess.
I-
That's fucked.
I ate shit in that bathroom.
Go on.
Gross. Gross.
They were
Out of
doing-
context, that is such a...
We were doing some short, and I think I was talking to Nathan in the video.
Yeah.
But I'm coming out of the bathroom like I've been pooing, and my hair's all like messed up because there's something about wind. I don't remember the video, but I was spraying the air freshener, but I was actually spraying it because it could show up on camera. So we did like 4 takes, and I was spraying this stuff everywhere,
Yep.
and it was just landing and settling all over the tile
Right.
floor. And then I went back in. I was like, 8 knobs.
Yeah,
Did the splits. It was when you like crush one of your own legs, and
Saying you ate shit in a bathroom
Yeah.
could have gone a totally different way.
no feces went near my mouth.
that's what. Yeah. When he said it, I had to pause. I was just this weekend. I was watching Nathan's Vimeo channel with his brother David, and I was watching Fiddlesticks. Remember Fiddlesticks? The thing with the monkey.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
God,
was
that was
watching that stuff.
forever ago.
Yeah, it seems like forever ago, but it was 2009 was the
Really?
date on that. And I was like, God, I thought that was like college when they did that stuff. But he would have been at Rooster Teeth by that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they were doing the fiddlestick stuff.
Weird.
And then, for those of you who don't know, Nathan Zelner, who used to work with us for a very long time, he was like employee, the first the non-original group to work with us.
Yeah, like 6 or 7.
Yeah, it's like employee number 7, and
Finch's favorite.
yep, don't even start. And he worked with us all the way up through, I want to say season 9-ish.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Anyway, he went on with his brother David Zelner, and they made a really tremendous film called Kumiko the Treasure Hunter, which if you haven't seen it, I've talked about it in the podcast before, but it's an absolute work of art. Work of art, man.
He was in town a couple months ago. We did a short with him. He was in a recent short, Nathan, which I was excited about because I missed. My internship started after Nathan left, so I was bummed because I didn't get to work.
Has that
with
short
him.
come out yet?
Oh yeah. It's been out for a while. We shot that the day after the election, so the on-set vibe was a little glum.
What was the video?
It was Burnie was a hoarder, and he was hoarding a bunch of random shit, and he was hoarding Nathan as well.
Oh.
So.
Nathan was in my pile of junk.
Yeah.
Let me. he's better than junk. Let me read this thing here.
Go ahead.
I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is brought to you by.
I went to a formal event recently. Went to the store, tried on a dress shirt because I blow through white dress shirts. I think I have like 2 wears out of them, and then I throw them away.
What happens to them?
Whoa,
That's awfully wasteful.
that's like disposable.
Well, I know, but like
Do you just muscle out of them and they get ruined?
they get stretched out, they get all shitty to the point that, and they also get dirty because I'm a very sweaty person, so they get kind of dirty around the neck. And I just
Washing
don't-
machines have been around a long time.
I know it's just so much effort, and like by the time I put it in my closet after the event, and it just kind of hangs out there, and then by the time I'm like ready for a formal event, it's like the day of the formal event, and I'm like, fuck, I need a white shirt, and I could either like go and get that one clean and potentially it not look perfect, or I could just go buy like a crisp clean one from the store. So I always just buy a crisp clean one.
Yeah, but then
Well,
you
how
wash
much do they
a shirt.
cost though?
It's like, I mean, you can get a decent one for like $25-$30.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
that's
don't like wearing a shirt without washing it first.
But if you look crisp and clean in these new shirts, well, anyways, I got one.
Do you own an iron?
I do.
Do you ever use your iron?
Yeah, but it's for shirts that have color. With the white ones, the sweat stains and shit like that. It's like it looks brown and gross. You
What does that have to do with an iron?
And I can
I don't
stain.
think, Blaine. I don't think of you as a sweaty person. I think I definitely think you're gross in specific ways, but sweaty's not one of them.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Well,
No,
anyways,
seriously, I don't think of you as sweaty. Do you think of him as a sweaty guy?
No.
Not at
No.
all.
But I bought a shirt. Oh, I tried one on. It fit, and I looked at that specific tag, and I was like, okay, I need to match this. I found another one that was in the stack that was folded because I wanted a crisp one, so I left the one that I tried on like unfolded in the tryout room. But
like
it came back to
wasting
bite
even
me
more.
because the day of the wedding came, and the shirt sleeve came up to my fucking forearm.
Just roll
so
it
I
up.
was like, well, but I had to wear a suit jacket over, so then I was just like, well, shit. So then I did like immediately as soon as the reception started.
I would have
popped it on.
severed the sleeves at the shoulder.
Oh, just owned
And
it.
then, no.
Like countryman?
Jacket on, and then slide the cuff down to.
Oh yeah.
But then I would have to have my jacket on the entire night.
You'd Hulk
That's
out of
right.
it.
But then it would have been cool. I would have, but they
That
probably would
be
have thought I was a stripper.
insanely uncomfortable too to have this sleeve like constantly sliding down inside.
Get like a
your
rubber
jacket sleeve.
band
Yeah,
around
no.
it.
I used to have like jumpers that didn't have shirts under them. They would have cuffs and collars,
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, you showed me one of those ones.
but no shirt under.
Jumpers that didn't have shirts under them. What do you mean?
So you could be cool, but look like you're wearing
Like a
A
sweater.
heavy-
Yeah.
a
Huh.
sweater over a shirt.
Apparently, Elise is a sweaty person too. I discovered that on my week of funhouse videos that I did with them.
Elise is.
I'm not
sweaty.
saying I was sitting with Elise and I'm like, oh, she's sweating a lot. She just kept mentioning the fact, like in videos, she's mentioning the fact that she sweats through the pits of her T-shirt every time she plays Google Trends because it makes her so nervous when she plays that game. So, man, it was so much fun to shoot with those guys. I spent a week with them, almost 2 weeks when we launched Funhouse, and Bruce was like, "Yeah, you haven't been back since. You got to come back." So went and did a week with him, and those shows are still coming out.
You
So
went
it
there
was great.
specifically to do that.
Yeah.
What?
Did you just go there just to hang out with the guys?
Oh, I went for that podcast. I was invited. But yeah, I mean, we worked it out with Bruce. I would say, yeah, we did. I was gonna make a trip just for that. And quite frankly, I'm always looking for an excuse to go to LA during the week. You know, because my kids are in school, so it's like if I'm gonna go and take a trip, I'd rather do it during the week than on the weekend.
Let's go to Hop Dotty.
I can go eat a Hop Dotty too, because there's no line. But then I got asked to go on the Tom Arnold podcast as well, and I thought, what the fuck? I'll go on the Tom Arnold podcast. That sounds cool. That was awesome. I don't know. It hasn't come out yet. They haven't asked me to promote it. It'll be out in a while, but it was easy to talk to. He was funny. He had a lot of cool Schwarzenegger stories, Blaine. You'll
True
love it.
lies.
Waiting
Yeah.
to put podcasts out.
What?
Building a back catalog and waiting to
No,
put
I know,
podcasts
right?
out. Amateur.
There's no evergreen content in our discussion, I don't think. I mean, there's no timely content, I
I
should
was
say.
gonna say like you couldn't be topical if you do it that way though. So I
think
like
we-
this way.
Yeah.
We're talking about the things that matter and
Flying
when they matter.
Flying by the seat of your pants.
Yeah.
What have we talked about today that's topical and relevant?
I talked
A
about
party that we had last night.
That's true.
our anniversary
Topical.
coming up this Saturday.
Yeah.
It's pretty timely.
So
It seems like the last half of March has taken forever. Like, I
Don't
still
wish
can't-
the month away. It's good that everything's slowed down.
I agree with you. You like March?
It's a science thing. The Earth has actually slowed down
How much?
for the second half of March.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I
Superman's
mean, we
up
saw
to-
how long it took the sun to set yesterday.
It was a long time. It was,
The sun's
20
just refusing
drinks
to give up.
apparently.
Perception of time is so interesting because when you're having fun, it doesn't just like double. It goes like 7 times faster than boring time. It's weird.
Yeah.
Even though they're the same amount of time. Like an hour is an hour, always.
Like, if I ever try to reconstruct, and I do this when I tend to drink, like, what did I do? And I was there 4 hours. How did I spend 4 hours? Because I know I talked to this person, and then I talked to that person, and then I talked to this other person. That's 3 people I talked to. That took 4 hours?
Well, you just got to remember you got to do really memorable stuff. Like, I know I got rubs. I know I spit.
You didn't remember, though,
I
until...
know I spit grapes at Blaine's mouth.
I remember that.
Sounds like a blast. I'm sorry I missed it.
Would you take a grape from my mouth?
No.
Bet you would.
If I'd have invited you earlier in the day, what's the likelihood you would have come?
No.
Really?
I was really tired yesterday.
Okay.
That's why I had to unwind.
Were you
Well,
there
I've just
the night
now, I'm
before?
like 0 for, like, 20 at this point.
I
Like, I
think
got
the
a
last
bad
time
streak going of
was
inviting you places.
New Year's Eve, 2014 to 2015.
You were going to go to New Year's this year, and you just didn't even, you bailed out this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I even texted you like 2 days before. I said, "Are you still coming to New Year's at my house?" This
I think even when I went to New Year's at 2014, 2015, I left before midnight.
yeah, man.
That's the year you were a drunk vampire.
Oh my God, that was terrible.
Yeah,
I get drunk.
that
I get
year.
drunk once a year. I wasn't a vampire. I was a spy, and that's how I was invisible.
That you had another contest with Meg at that one. You were having like trying to make her drink stronger, and then you were trying to catch up with her on drinks that night. or
Yeah, I don't
something.
think I was. I think I was just like pouring booze into her drink the entire night. So, because we had a bottle of.
It's like every time there's a party we all drink, you have a goal that doesn't make any sense, but involves Meg in some way.
No, well, this one was a very specific goal because I forget what we did. Oh, I remember what it was. It was one of the first times Ashley ever came to Austin, and Meg, Gavin, Ashley, and I decided to go out and go to putt-putt together. And we were going to have bevs and get kind of drunk.
Oh,
Except
yeah.
Ashley got fucking hammered.
She hit more balls in on other holes than the ones we were on.
She was teeing off. Like, she would put the ball down and do a full
Holy
swing.
crap.
Oh, God.
I was trying to calm her down. And Meg was like, I guess it was one of the first times everyone had been in one place at one time. And Meg was like, dude, you are super patient. Because I was like, good shot, Meg. Like,
She was like blasting it. It was bouncing off the frog's eye and going into the other set of 18.
ended up in the parking lot of the McDonald's. And I was like, okay. But for that night, the reason we all got drunk is Meg, or why Ashley got drunk, is Meg chose the drink for that evening. And do you remember what that was?
No.
It was cotton candy vodka.
Barf.
Or it was cotton candy or whipped cream vodka.
They have like
it was
birthday
whipped cream.
vodka.
It was whipped cream vodka in Diet Coke. So it tasted like vanilla Cokes. And Ashley really liked that and just pounded so much of it. But fast forward a few years later to New Year's Eve, not like 6 months later, I still had a bottle of this whipped cream vodka. So I was just trying to get Meg to drink the rest of it. So I didn't have this cheap sorority girl vodka sitting in my
Embarrassing,
house.
like
This sounds
degrading.
familiar. Haven't we had this before?
We've probably had it since. Yeah. You're thinking about Whaler's rum.
No. I'm not thinking about whale. I'm
Cabana
definitely thinking
Boy.
about whipped cream vodka.
Yeah, Cabana Boy.
Yeah, that used to be Bernie's favorite drink. Do they even still make that? Cabana Boy rum?
I've looked for it and I can't find it. Cabana Boy, it's a vanilla rum. It has a shirtless dude on the bottle. Got some
Are you
Japanese
the
liquor
target
card.
market for that?
They would make fun of me relentlessly. For
Yeah,
that.
but no, I can't make fun of you after Jessica brought her rum and
Malibu and orange juice, dude.
rum and orange juice.
A little
Yep.
splash of pineapple.
Yeah, Dan's go-to drink is Malibu and pineapple. Wherever he goes.
That must be a pain in the ass because I feel like not every bar has pineapple
He
juice.
gets it a lot.
No, I
gets
think
hold
they
of it a
do.
lot.
I think they do. And Malibu's pretty standard now as well, I think.
Yeah, I think Malibu you can get just about anywhere.
It's not too hard to get like a White Russian. Moscow mules are a pain in the ass to get at bars. Nobody has a ginger beer.
Sorry, controller.
I get them
mic.
Sometimes they don't have the copper mug, but
Yeah,
Ah,
I go to
usually.
dives
You know who
though.
does
and
have
they
copper
never
mug?
have them there.
I have a copper mug in my house. That's Gavin's mug. No one else is allowed to
I
use
didn't
it.
get to use it much last night.
Why?
Well, because Meg took it and was drinking cherry coke out of it, and then Ashley sprayed Raid in it. So
Oh, that's right. When she sprayed Raid, I forgot about that. Yeah, she's a menace.
there was like one hornet or something flying around, and then she was just like, and, like
Oh my
wind
God.
blasted everyone. It went in my mug. I still drank a lot out of the mug after, but it wasn't ideal.
Yeah, she was not really considerate with the Raid. She
I
really
thought-
hates those wasps up
I
there.
thought she cut herself and bled all over her dress.
I don't remember that.
She changed. I know she changed out of her clothes.
Yeah, she did. She did. She had that pretty white dress on, and she changed out of it.
When I showed up,
And
I
she
didn't.
changed in full sight of everyone too, which was weird.
Man, that's weird. I'll give him head rubs. It's funny the way that works.
I think she was gonna let me in initially because I think I get invited to things now because of my girlfriend. It's probably the same reason that John gets invited out. It's because people want to hang out with Riot and not John. But she just didn't see that Alana was there, and she was like, "Where's your girlfriend?" And I was like, "Oh, I just took her to the airport." She's like, "Oh, okay." It just like let me in. I was
You
like,
should go back to
"Alright."
the airport and make sure she took off.
What do you mean?
I was pretending to be Ashley. So
Oh,
like, can you
yeah.
leave now?
Yeah.
God, this is funny.
I got it.
Sorry,
I
Blaine, I
understood.
didn't.
It's all right. You're too quick for me.
You're too insecure, Blaine. They wanted to hang out with you.
You don't. Last time I hung out with you was like aside from
I
Brand's
said they
wedding.
wanted to hang out with you. I didn't say I wanted to hang
Oh,
out with
okay, okay.
Do you
Sorry.
have you ever invited Blaine over for
No.
like Korean steak and?
No.
I have no idea where he
documentaries?
lives. I think I might have an idea where he lives because
We have this discussion all the time about who Gus is invited over. It's nobody.
I got
It's
invited
you.
over in 2012 and never again.
It was.
So I must have made a pretty bad impression.
Is that his current place?
No, it's the old
No.
one.
He's the worst.
I
Anyway.
accidentally followed you to your house once because he was en route to another place I needed to go to. And it was the most uncomfortable thing ever because I was just like, he thinks I'm following him home. He thinks I'm following him home.
Blaine, what the hell's wrong with you?
I
You
just
did
think-
this the other day when you were walking by my house. You're like, oh my god, what if he sees me walking by?
I was going to text you and tell you, hey, I'm walking by your house, but it's not to walk by your house.
By the house. Who cares?
But it's just like if you saw me, I want to prevent that awkward situation.
Blaine,
It wouldn't be awkward.
you're the one making it awkward.
Look who's talking.
No,
kind of
that's why
awkward.
you should listen to me. I'm the authority on making it awkward.
Okay. All right.
Look how depressed he
Just-
sounds.
When was the last time you went to Gus's house?
Me. Oh.
When he broke into my house for the immersion that we
Yeah.
keep talking about.
I mean, literally the last 2 times I think I've been at Gus's house, I broke in for an immersion,
Yeah.
and the other time I was outside of his house by his bedroom window trying to get a DS signal
Oh, yeah.
for that RT Life when I
Street
was
pass.
street passing him all the time, and that was literally those. That's the last time I was at his house, was making a stupid video in his front yard.
Dude, aren't pranks the best, Bernie? Aren't pranks the best?
How you feeling? What's going on? You got some in the works?
What are you talking about?
I haven't. You haven't been on the podcast with me since the Chris video went down.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, for you. I mean, my heart races still thinking about it.
People were talking about your performance and stuff like that, but I don't think they understood, like, you went into that, and I was like, how much do you want to know about this prank situation? I'm talking about Chris being pranked by those, like,
Right.
dudes in, like, spy outfits or whatever.
Spy outfits.
Or, I don't know, Ghost Recon. But you didn't want to know a lot because you wanted to have, like, genuine reactions and stuff.
Right.
It was fucking scary.
Like I didn't know there was going to be that explosion, whatever that was.
the flashbang.
But I knew something was coming. And basically the way Blaine described it is you're going to go in, you're going to do this. He's going to hand you something. Make sure that you take it and put it in your pocket. Make sure Chris takes his and put it in his pocket. I was like, okay, the fuck is that? And then he goes, and then a while after that, you guys just have a conversation, and then there'll be an event. And I go, well, what's going to happen? He goes, you'll know when it happens. That's all he said. He just said, you will know when it happens. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And so we went in, and that's what happened.
They cuffed you and took you away, too, right?
Yeah, dude. I was just I kind of lost it a little bit. Like I got kind of angry with those guys and everything else. I just it was intense. It was.
You got
really-
angry?
Yeah, just like they were asking me questions and stuff, and I just had a visceral reaction to them, like
But it
grilling me.
wasn't real.
I know.
What do you
I
mean you
know.
got angry?
But it was like the guys come storming in. They have fucking guns and they're pointing them at us or near us at least.
Yeah,
Well, they were-
I get mad at people who point guns at me too.
Right.
They didn't.
You can't get
We
mad at
didn't
them.
let them point it at Chris. Like people needed to understand that Chris was like totally safe the entire time. But like you guys, since you were aware of it, they were more. They could play with you more.
Oh yeah, and I was worried about Chris's reaction.
Yeah.
We all were. You know.
we were even gonna do like an original pass at the prank where it's like they take you to the other room and we hear gunshots from the other room.
Yeah.
Or we were gonna have squibs, and I was like, we would break Chris. Like we might irreparable damage to his psyche.
The first
Did you have a
pitch-
medic on hand just in case?
Oh,
like-
absolutely.
yeah.
We took every precaution. There was people that had worked on like Jackass and just like all those like prank shows.
Plus, those guys went through a door. I mean, they literally came through a door.
It was a stunt door, but yeah, I mean, they just fucking shattered it.
Yeah, it was crazy. And the other thing about it too was, I mean, Chris could have like gotten up and like run into a wall or something like that. Who knows?
That would have been hilarious.
It would have been funny.
Well,
but
he instantly wanted to get on the ground, but I told him if he goes to the ground, you need to bring him up because we need to see him for camera.
Gotcha.
So then they're like, get on the couch, and he was like, ah! And he like
That
his,
thumbnail's great.
His instant reaction was to just like hide with you, like
Yeah.
basically cuddle you. Poor guy.
He gave me a head rub. Everything was fine. The first pitch of that too was they throw us in a van and we go out to the desert or something like that.
With bags over you guys' heads.
And then they pull us out in the desert and do the reveal out there. But they weren't. The first pitch was like it was just they weren't military guys. They were just kidnappers basically. But then it didn't make sense for what we were doing for.
What
Ghost
if
Recon.
Chris had admitted something to you that he couldn't take back?
No,
In
that's
that
what I.
moment?
Seriously,
Yeah,
man.
like
That's what I hate about hidden
I
camera
crush on
stuff.
Ashley. I love her.
That's what I hate about hidden camera stuff is that if you do hidden camera stuff, who knows? I mean, who the fuck knows what could happen?
Yeah.
You
I
know?
don't know, man. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Listen,
what would happen?
Listen,
Or
I conduct business in my office that nobody wants to see.
or even like the more benign one, like sending emails or messages as a person to another person.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what that reaction is going to be. You don't have any control over that.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, like if I logged into your messaging account and I started sending messages to like female employees, like
Well, no. I mean, it wouldn't get to that point, but yeah, that was a fun prank. I feel really bad for Chris, but he was fine by the end of it.
I'm glad it's over. Glad the prank cycle is done.
Yeah, totally over.
Everything is complete. It's all done.
all good things come in trilogies.
Nope.
It's
You want
all
to be
They come in
pranked,
threes.
Gus?
No, I've been out of this.
Alien 3 wasn't
all
very
over.
good.
I can't
There's been
really.
more since then.
I didn't want to be involved with the Ghost Recon one, but I have to admit that I was very involved with the Star Wars one. Like that was.
When the Ghost Recon one first came out, you said repeatedly you had nothing to do with the Star Wars one.
What? I did. Did I?
Right? Repeatedly, he was like, I had nothing to do with it. I was an innocent bystander. They looped me in for some reason.
It was my idea.
Yeah, you're the mastermind. So
No, not the Don't say mastermind. Don't say mastermind. The
Chris, yeah, he was the one that really led the charge. But
Oh my gosh, he took it. He took it and ran with it. Yeah. I don't want to do anything about it.
All right, let me read this thing right here.
I want to talk to you about something when you're done with this.
All right, I want to talk to you about something too.
I'm going to talk about the United flight.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. But first, I want to remind everyone this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is also brought to you by.
Yeah, I might have messed up.
While you're signing up for that, I want to ask these guys something. Did y'all see that that thing over the weekend about that type of paint called Vantablack?
Oh my gosh, I saw that.
no.
No, what is that?
It's a type of paint that apparently absorbs like 99.84% of light.
Oh, I have seen something similar to that. I didn't know it was a paint though.
Yeah, and so they can apply it to different objects, and when you look at it, like in a photo, it just looks like that object's been photoshopped out.
Oh my god.
That's a basketball painted in Vantablack.
Yeah, that's a
bullshit.
Picture, that's a picture.
Prove it.
That's a picture of a real world object.
That's not real.
I would have to see it in motion.
You haven't seen that before?
I mean,
I feel like I've seen it in a mug or something when it was.
Yeah, or they had it on paper. There's like a piece of paper that was, and then when they
I was-
crumpled the paper, you couldn't see the crumples.
Oh, there's like an example. Of
oh, that screen helps see it a little bit better. That one's so dark.
I was
it
going to
blocks
say
your
when you were
crush.
describing it, I was like, how does it show up on camera? And then
yeah,
like,
it
doesn't.
it really doesn't.
So what?
huh.
Who made this? I'm assuming this is for military applications.
It's for telescopes and satellites. Is really the only application right now. Apparently, it's very fragile and it breaks off very easily.
How does it do it though? Does it just like take in light and then like reflect it all internally into itself?
I'm not proclaiming to be an expert on it, but apparently it's black carbon nanotubes that just stand up, so all the light gets sucked into them, and it's very fragile. It breaks off. It flakes off very easily, and you can't buy it. Well, you license it from the company that produces it, and they won't say how much it is, but one article I read said that it's more expensive per ounce than gold or diamonds.
wow.
Can we paint a person with it?
The reason I started looking into it is like I saw that I was like, it would be really cool to have something painted with it for the
car.
podcast, but it's just way too
That would be
expensive.
that would be a way to one up the cell shaded Tesla. Would be an invisible, well not invisible, but just like black as hell Tesla.
You can't do like any sort of motion with it though, because it is so fragile. Like, say I were to wear a suit covered in that, it would just chip off.
Yeah, I think as
Yeah.
you moved or as anything
Or it'd
touched
flex
it,
out of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
you would flex. You'd totally break out of it. It'd be the most expensive flex ever.
You flex out of it. But okay, just throw it away and get another one. That's okay. You'll be
Yeah.
good.
So you were talking about like how you'd get like a sweat ring and you throw it away. Do you remember like when there was like a big deal in I think the early '90s when detergent commercials made a big deal out of ring around the
Ring
collar?
around the collar, yeah.
You don't ever hear about that anymore. It's
No.
like we have solved ring around the collar as a problem.
There's a couple things you don't hear about too much anymore, like acid rain.
Well, it's
I
'cause it's
feel like
solved.
you don't hear about that.
Why would you hear about ring around the collar if it's sold?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like detergent has evolved and now we don't have that.
But people don't. People would still get it though.
Acid
right?
rain, you're right. I feel like I haven't heard about that since like the late 90s, early 2000s.
So we
Acid
just
rain
saw-
and killer bees.
Yeah, Africanized killer bees.
They were gonna come up and gonna overwhelm the United States and there'd be killer bees everywhere.
And now it's like, we got to get more bees.
Yeah.
Where are the bees?
Where are the bees?
What happened?
The
is it
killer
now,
bees
like-
killed them.
Come on back.
bumblebees
We'll let you
are-
kill a couple people bees.
I feel like giant earthquakes in California, specifically Los Angeles and San Francisco, I feel like those stories were pretty crazy, and I don't hear about those quite as much.
Well, they're kind of centered around earthquakes, typically. I mean, that's usually the way that goes. And there hasn't been an earthquake, so they're not just going to run a story about an
A
earthquake.
giant earthquake that didn't happen.
All right, touche, touche.
So combining the last two things we talked about,
Uh,
if there's an earthquake and it shakes like a beehive,
nest.
do the bees come out all angry and start stinging people? Like, do they start stinging the ground?
They become
Probably.
Africanized in the hole.
Yeah, it would be a weird thing for you always hear about animals knowing that an earthquake is coming and they freak out and they run. But what if it made animals go crazy and they started attacking
Yeah.
everything
Or like an
around them?
elephant in must.
Go ahead. Yeah, elephant must. Is it must? Is that what it is?
What did I say?
What you said must, right?
Yeah.
I've never heard must.
I don't know.
Elephant must.
Yeah, like MUSTH.
MUST. Yeah, it auto completes at least.
Elephant must. I feel like it's a thing. I just don't know what it is.
It's where they start like jizzing out of their ears like some waxy goo.
You are
and they go
correct.
ape shit.
Really?
Yeah, like an elephant will attack its owner of like 20 years.
oh,
And what
It's
is
like
what
a
caused it?
tremendous testosterone
It's a
spike.
periodic condition in bull elephants characterized by highly aggressive behavior and accompanied by a large rising reproductive hormones. Testosterone levels in an elephant in must can be as much as 60 times greater than in the same elephant at other times. Are you in must right now, Blaine?
it's just like shit flies out of my ears.
Yeah, it's like they'll just turn into killing machines, like crushing everyone and everything they can get. And then
It's kinda
right
cool.
afterwards, it'll cool down. They'll be like, I'm an elephant again.
Sorry about that, everybody.
And people have been brutally
I
murdered.
mean, I've seen it, elephant attacks. I didn't know that's what caused that. So there's sudden. Do they know what causes the rise in testosterone?
They don't know if the rise in testosterone causes must or if must causes the rise in testosterone.
What comes out the ear?
Steroids.
Oh, I thought you were
And
doing
it's
something in
just
your
like
lap.
Earwax. They got to get a Q-tip.
some goo.
It's like fires out all the shit out of their ears.
What's
But
Sounds
if
very
every
cathartic.
elephant on the planet did that at the same time,
Sounds cathartic.
that'd be something to worry about.
like
So-
Rise of the Planet of the Elephants?
Yeah, they just go crazy.
What about
Well, I'll ask you, Blaine. How much testosterone can you inject before it's dangerous?
I don't know. Oh, okay, funny joke. What
Doesn't
uh,
that- doesn't it give you tits?
No. Well, sort of.
Like that's
like
how.
steroids will help you make you because I think it causes imbalances in hormones.
Right.
But doesn't taking testosterone make you combat it with?
Right. That is correct.
And
Your
then that's
body
how you
reacts.
transition
It's
to a
not the
female.
testosterone doing it, your body's reaction to it, which I get technically is caused by the testosterone, but it's two different things. So
We need more like bath salt type things because those are I think are always the interesting stories.
Like
people
people
that
eating faces?
people that just go. Well, I mean that's sad if you put it that way, but like people that just go fucking crazy.
what is bath salts? Is it literally bath salts?
No,
No, they just call it that.
I don't think there's actual. I don't think anything happens from bath salts.
What is bath
from-
salts? Is it what is it?
Uh,
Like what class of drug is it?
Crazy.
Like a
Crazy
like
drug?
Amphetamine?
Like, so, yeah, some kind of amphetamine.
What are bath salts? Okay. And then they eat people's faces on it.
That's so weird. Oh,
There's,
there's
a-
video.
there's that
That's so weird.
It's a video of the Vantablack.
So what if they shined a light on it?
The light
Well,
shining on it right now.
Maybe.
Well, like directly from the lens for it to bounce right back. It just wouldn't.
I don't know.
Can you imagine like hiding in someone's house covered in
Painted
that
like-
stuff?
Why is that what you think of?
Because it'd be funny. 'cause,
really
like I
creepy.
imagine Gavin coming home, long day at work. Meg goes to bed. He's just sitting on his couch, and then I just go like, "Ma, Ma!"
But I would see you because you'd stick out like a sore thumb.
Oh no, it's dark because you're watching television.
Oh, okay. That'd
So-
be perfect for a projector room if all the walls were that.
Oh.
That'd be pretty
Because
crazy.
the reflection, sometimes in a bright scene, it will light up the walls, which will then cause the image to become.
I've been in rooms though
milky.
where the sound dampening is too much, and it's
Did you see that clip of the guy in that anechoic chamber where it's like the zero sound, and he pops a balloon?
no.
It's just like
That's what it does.
Yeah,
Really?
it's like there's barely any sound because
Oh,
it doesn't
that's
bounce
amazing.
around at all. It's just like.
I imagine clapping would sound weird too.
Do you think that? Oh, just flesh meat bags.
We should try and play that balloon video because it's
Do
really
you think
lackluster.
that there's other rooms that are like that sound room where it like is devoid of all sound to where like it will overwhelm a sense? Like, do you think that there's a room that exists that if you sat in it, it would overwhelm your sense of like vision or something?
Well, that's what they say about
it?
this is that this anechoic chamber. We were going to do a podcast in one, but it was very expensive to get the room.
We were just looking in the wrong
I
place.
think it was the noise floor in there was something like negative 30 decibels or something.
I
It
don't
was-
really know how decibels work.
I don't know
It's
either.
like it's like a factor of. It's not just a scale.
But
is it?
people can't
like a
spend
logarithmic
Fahrenheit,
factor.
right?
Yeah.
supposedly
Oh,
people
okay.
can't
Kinda like
spend
Fahrenheit.
a long period of time in there, 40 minutes, for
Yeah.
instance, because the sounds of their body overwhelm them. Like they can hear their guts moving and their heart beating.
Blood.
So
And-
gross.
Yeah.
I
and-
freak out when my stomach is like.
But-
"Whoa."
But Fahrenheit is the same. Like the difference between 20 and 40 is the difference between 40 and 60.
Well, no, I was saying Fahrenheit's. Oh, well, I was
So
saying like
decibels
because
are
like
logarithmic is what you're saying?
I don't
decibels
think
you can
so.
go to negative, but you
They
still
are?
hear it.
I thought so.
The way that like
Mm.
I don't know.
I see what you mean.
I'm thinking about we're on the Richter scale thing again. The Richter scale for earthquakes is
It's like double each number.
exponential.
Factor of 10.
It's
between
magnitudes,
numbers,
yeah.
Oh, it's
But if
times
there's
10.
something, I wonder if there's something that you can taste, see, or touch that would make you just freak out. Your mind would just go like, I can't comprehend this, and then you freak out.
It's called acid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You ever tried it? Probably not.
I ain't done any drugs.
So on the subject of doing drugs, I feel like most people fall into one of two categories. Either they have a drug problem or they don't use drugs at all.
You don't
Like, I've
think
never.
you don't think someone can use drugs and not have a drug
It
problem?
depends on the drug. I'm not talking about like marijuana.
Oh,
I'm
okay, I was
talking
gonna
about
say.
like something else. I
Like
mean,
cocaine?
marijuana is legal in a lot of states now in the U.S. Yeah, like cocaine's probably borderline too, but I've never met anybody who's like an occasional heroin user. Like, oh,
Yeah, I don't think that exists.
I do heroin like twice a year.
Only on the weekend.
You know what I mean? It's like I get the feeling like once you do it, that's it. You are a lifelong heroin user at that point in time. But there's got to be people who just they're not addicted. They're just I took some heroin for a while and it was fun.
I knew of a casual cocaine user. I stopped talking to her because I was like, "Oh, you do cocaine? Bye." But like, she did it every now and then whenever she partied.
Was you afraid she was gonna steal money from you? What was it?
Oh no, it just that was like a limit that I was a little
She's gonna
too.
put cocaine in your
Was it
nose
someone
while
you were
asleep.
dating?
Seeing. I wouldn't say we're dating.
Whatever the Blaine version of that is. So that was a choice of whether or not you wanted to keep someone in your life on a romantic basis.
Yeah.
That's a little different. If you're just like, oh yeah, like if I found out you did cocaine, I wouldn't be like, get the fuck away from me. I never want to speak to you again. That's
Good, because.
so much cocaine.
No, it was just a little too far for me. Marijuana's like whatever. Mushrooms and that.
Also, everyone has a drug that they would just never ever do. Are you leaving the podcast? Oh,
I'm grabbing a beer.
like there's a drug that they would never do. Like I honestly believe if you put every illegal substance on the table, the last one I would ever go near, even after heroin, is acid, LSD. I just wouldn't do it.
Really?
I just feel like my brain would destroy me. Like my own imagination would work against me, and I don't want to be at the mercy of my own imagination.
Fucking humble bragging about how good your imagination
Oh,
is
shut
there.
the fuck up! I'm just making a
I've
conversation.
got such a great imagination. I'm afraid of what it would do
What
to
if
me.
you became the super fulcrum?
No, see, I don't want that either. Who wants that?
Fulcrum Prime.
What would you not take? Support my theory here. Is there one
Every
drug?
drug on a table in front of me.
Yeah.
Is there like any special circumstance? Like
No. What's the last drug you'd say?
The
Like,
last
do you think
drug I
that
would
one would be
take.
your downfall if you took it?
It would probably be
Like I feel like
heroin or meth.
I've taken heroin because on a medical
You're thinking
basis.
like OxyContin or
Yeah, I've
something.
taken
Or hydrocodone. I mean, yeah.
I've taken hydrocodone.
Stuff's great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I had a thing when I got my wisdom teeth taken out where I took 2 of the pills and I had a whole shebang of them, one of those big orange containers full of them. Do they have those orange containers? Are those UK as well? Are they for prescription pills?
I don't know. I never took a pill in
green.
the UK.
You never seriously? When you went to the hospital and got your balls operated on, they didn't give you prescription medication?
No, they put a drip in my arm and shot me.
And you
with-
went home with the drip?
No.
They didn't send you medication, pain medication?
What are you used to
After
getting your
surgery?
pills in?
You
Like
never
what
seen it,
cancer?
Gavin? You can't answer this question. You've never seen prescription
We
pills
don't
before you moved to
medicate
America?
like America does. You people take pills every other day.
I don't take pills every other day. I take them every day.
I don't know. I would never took a painkiller before I came here.
So Gavin,
That's why I
let
couldn't
me
swallow
start this
pills.
conversation over again. In the UK, do they use the orange bottles?
I don't
for prescription
know.
Pills?
I don't.
You genuinely don't know the answer to that question?
I don't know.
This is infuriating to me that you don't know the answer to that.
There's a lot
Twitter,
of
if
people
you're in the UK, let us know.
who have
Hashtag
taken
RT
pills. So
podcast.
just put it out to the internet. I didn't take a pill.
What drug?
You're
would
not in
you
court here, Gavin. I'm just
I
asking
used
a
to
simple
have
question.
like Nurofen meltlets that you just like put on your tongue and they dissolve because I couldn't swallow.
Put it in your butt. Did you ever put it in your butt?
I have put a pill in my butt. Yeah, with a little wax.
I wonder if
Like
there's
a
a food you
wax
could eat by
capsule.
putting it in your butt. Like, could I eat a lifesaver if I put it in my butt?
It's going the wrong way though.
You can't
Like,
digest it
did-
in your
did-
anus.
Yeah, talk about what does
Well,
that mean? Like
it
you
goes in the
get-
bloodstream.
Get nutritional value from it?
Certainly not afterwards.
You'd
What?
have to have like a snake to like get it to your stomach backwards.
No, the colon does some work. Colon does a little bit of digestive work. I think the colon's big job is it pulls water out
Yeah.
of waste. And
So
then
you could You could turn a grape into a raisin in your butt and then shit it back out.
that's like, I can make that civet coffee.
Yeah,
but
that's
for
like
raisins.
artisanal raisin making.
Artisanal raisins. If I ever see an artisanal raisin now, I'm going to stay the fuck away from it. I can make beef jerky, just jam a steak up there.
I got a steaking jam up there. According to Jake and Murgard here on Twitter, they say Vantablack actually gets hot at room temperature because it absorbs so much light energy.
That's interesting.
Didn't think about that side effect.
How hot?
Yeah.
That's all he said.
And does it slow down, or does it like hit a certain point and it's like that hits an equilibrium, or is it just like slowly gaining heat over time? That sounds awesome.
Who's this?
Imagine like a house of mirrors, but it's made with that paint. You'd just be fucked.
It would be opposite of a mirror, wouldn't it?
Well, I would, but I'm saying like you would be running into these walls. You wouldn't know what
Ah.
was.
So we're getting
There'd be no way to judge depth
Yeah.
in any way.
we're getting a couple of replies here from people in the UK about medicine. Who is this? K West 663 says they come in a box and bottles, but they don't tend to be orange. And Bex RTB says they're generally brown or a dark sea plastic glass over this side of the pond. I don't know what that means.
It
And
means in
then-
England.
Senny Sun, I don't know what the first part means. Senny Sun says, I've never seen the orange bottles apart from at the vet.
Really?
But then someone else just tweeted, yes, they do use the orange
Well, I
bottles.
mean, you get that.
Yeah.
Where everyone's like saying yes or no. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah, he's absolutely right.
So basically, we learned nothing.
Yeah, well, pretty much. I mean,
So back to my original story. I ate 2 of these hydrocodone after getting my wisdom teeth taken out. Took the first one, had the next one 8 hours later. When I took the second one, I was just sitting there and I thought, how long till I can take another one? And then the moment I did that, checked my watch, I said, I'm not taking any more of these. And I put it away.
I halved them whenever I
know
got
what
my
you did?
wisdom teeth removed. I was like, these are risky.
Yeah, I've always felt very fortunate that I don't have addictions to any drugs, like alcohol specifically, because there's people in my life who are addicted to alcohol, and I'm
Sorry.
so fucking grateful that has skipped me. Like I won't do the hair of the dog thing. Like I won't drink today because I drank yesterday. I have no interest in drinking whatsoever.
neither.
You know, I'm not one of. It's really rare that I drink 2 days in a row. Really rare.
I drink like maybe once every 2 weeks.
I get
I
drunk
think
once a
we're-
year. That's my thing. I get drunk once a year, and that
That's
yesterday
just-
was my 2017.
I get
it's
drunk
not
like
true.
You think I get drunk more?
I think you get drunk way more.
Oh, I think you're wrong.
No, I'm going to go with Gavin. I mean, it's not like frequent, but I'd go 3 times a year.
I've been drunk with you like at least twice this year.
Where in 2017?
Yeah.
Did we get drunk in Austria?
Got drunk in LA. Beffed up.
Oh no, yeah. He's right. No, he's right. He's right.
okay.
At least he can admit when he's wrong.
I have a problem.
In England, you can't advertise like prescription drugs to the consumer.
That's good.
I think there's only 2 countries in the world where you can do it. I think it's the United States and New Zealand are the only 2 countries where pharmaceuticals can be marketed to the
yeah.
end
Like you'll never get
consumer.
an advert where it says, "Ask your doctor about flubendoid."
I remember when that changed. Like that used to be the case in the U.S. and it
Yeah.
changed like in the mid '90s, and then all of a sudden, it was like around the time Viagra came out. I felt like those 2 went like hand in hand.
I hate that I can't buy Avocult and Sinus without showing my driver's license though. I don't like that.
Is it an analgesic?
No, it's got pseudoephedrine in it, and that's what people use to extract and make meth. But it's got to be so ridiculously
Analgesic?
expensive to do that. Those things are like $12 a package, and it's like
Haven't you seen Breaking Bad?
16 pills.
Smurfs, man.
What?
Pseudo?
What's Smurfs?
They go the ones who go and they like steal it, or they
they steal it.
They acquire the pseudoephedrine for using.
Well, stealing it's
for
not.
cooking
You
meth.
don't have to go to the counter and buy it. Like whoever's going through the legal way and buying all the pseudo.
Yeah, I think that's why they moved it back behind the counter, and
'Cause of
that's why
stealing?
now, you have to show a license.
Because people are buying it in bulk.
Or they're stealing it. They're just like taking it
Oh,
and
from the
running out the
gotcha,
front
gotcha.
door.
Makes sense.
Did you want to talk about that United thing?
Yeah, two things I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about the United thing. I want to talk about I had a bad day with my Xbox yesterday. I had just a really
Oh, I
horrible-
saw you.
Does
you
it
know,
turn out that the console's no good?
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. The Xbox Elite controller, by the way, completely awesome controller. But
The one with the-
I've talked about it before. Like the super heavy duty one. It's a $150 controller.
It's like the clicky things behind it, right?
The option of that, yeah. And
Yeah.
you got like a
oh yeah, the
swappable-
paddles. You talking about the
swappable
paddles?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
thumbsticks and D-pads and
Yeah.
programmable switches.
And for years on the podcast, I talked about why don't people make a premium controller? Because it's the number one thing that you use, with your system. And they finally made one. It was great. I got mine. And probably 2 or 3 months in, my left shoulder button is just mush. It's just, and I feel like that's a crapshoot with all the Xbox One controllers.
Yep.
I got those Chief and
Same.
lock controllers. My Chief controller, the left D-pad just goes click, 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 mush. It's just there's no click action.
That was the same with my bumper on the lock one. I had to swap it for another one.
Yeah.
And when I got my 1S, the white controller that comes with that, the right on my D-pad is mush. It doesn't even mush. It's just like click, click, click,
Dead.
like an iPhone home button that's died.
But does it work? Like, does it?
Yeah, too well.
Oh,
I,
too
I
well.
like slightly touch it and it goes.
Yeah. Well, so I after, I guess it broke 2 years ago at this point. I got the left bumper button. What do you call it? Shoulder pad? What do you guys call it?
Right bumper.
Bumper.
Left bumper?
Yeah.
So the left bumper button was mush. I thought, all right, you know what? Fuck this. I like this controller. I'm tired of the mush. I want the click back. It's been 2 years I've been dealing with this. I'm going to order myself a new Elite controller. So I ordered myself a new Elite controller and got it. Came via Amazon. Got it out of the box. A button doesn't work out of the box. Out of the fucking box, the A button doesn't work.
Doesn't work or it doesn't like click in or
Doesn't, well, I thought it didn't work at first, but if I just jam it as hard as I can and move my thumb back and forth, then it will work.
What if you take the front off and just re-jostle?
I don't want to do that.
I mean,
I can still return
You
it.
can return it for no money.
Yeah. And I got another one, and then I returned it. It's going back. So now I'm like invested $300 in these controllers. I'm going to get $150 back at some point. And the new one arrived, and I'm just like, I can't bring myself to try it because I'm convinced it's going to be garbage.
I'll do you a favor. I'll take it off your hands.
No, fuck off, dude. I want to like it.
I feel fortunate that I haven't had any trouble with mine.
The new dashboard is it's gash.
What's wrong with it?
Shit.
On the Xbox?
They changed it again.
I
and
like
now
the
there's
Game
no
Hub
snapping.
stuff. I think that's a good solution.
They changed it every way possible now, but it doesn't fix like the main issues with slowness and just crapness
slow.
of the thing. And now if you pressing the guy brings out the side bit,
Yeah.
and if you try and figure out where you are on that menu,
Oh,
you can go
finding
over.
out where your cursor is.
You can like go over, but if you go over too many, close it.
like
Who would want that? Just
Yeah.
press the button again.
we for in the early days of Red vs. Blue, we made so many DVDs and we would test the navigation on them. And you remember one of the biggest debates we had was you have a menu option on a DVD. It's got 5 things: play movie, chapter select, behind the scenes, outtakes, and extras or something like that. The big debate was when they get to the last one and they hit down, what should happen?
Yes.
Should there's 2 schools of thought. Should it go back to the top?
Depends
Or
on
it should
the number of options.
It should stay at the bottom. So what do you think for 5 options? What should happen at the bottom of the menu?
That's few enough to do nothing.
To do nothing.
Yeah, if there was 10, I'd want to be able to scroll back to the top through the bottom.
But anyway, so we had a lot of debates like that. But the thing that was never a debate, ever, which is you organize those buttons in such a way that when you hit one direction, when you hit the other direction, it goes back to where you were. And the Xbox One dashboard is such that if you're going right, and then you end up somewhere and you're like, oh, I went too far, I go left. But then now you're down here because it's too many things that lead to that one thing going right. So left from that thing is just a random selection or something where you didn't come from.
The only thing better now in the new dashboard is game DVR. You can very quickly get to the amount of time backwards that you want to record. It used to be very easy to record the last 30 seconds.
Right.
Now you can go straight into a list that says, 15, 30 minute, 2 minutes.
No, I didn't know that. You guys show me that. That's cool.
Yeah, I only ever use that like through the voice command. Like That's the big reason I have my Kinect still plugged in.
Yeah.
Is when
It's
something
actually
happens, I can just
quicker.
use the voice command.
It was quicker to do with the controller.
You double tap the
Double tap
box
and then
button.
press X. And
Oh,
then
really?
Record. Yeah.
And
But
you
that's
do
like the previous update.
you can do a screenshot by hitting Y. You go double tap, brings out the menu, and it looks like the normal like sign-in menu and settings and friends and all that other social stuff. But then off of the top, off to the right a little bit, it says hit X to record,
Yeah.
hit Y to save a screenshot.
I actually bought a chat pad purely because you can customize one of the buttons to be record the last 30 seconds.
Man.
Like, so now it was a one button press. Like the Nintendo Switch, you have actual screenshot button. You can now set screenshot and record last 30 seconds on
So
the
you
chat pad.
big-
Biggest
play
battle
with
in
the
my
chat
house
pad?
is people
Always.
swapping out those chat pads. My kids hate the chat pad.
Love the
I
chat
hate a controller that doesn't have the chat pad on it.
It feels right. If
Yeah.
I've got an Elite with a chat pad on it, it feels like this is the most complete experience
Right.
that could be in my hands, and I like the weight of it too.
Do you use the paddles?
Yeah. I use 4 paddles.
What are you using for?
So I have crouch and jump and sprint, and then the fourth one is always like
Use.
my weapon wheel or whatever.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
get.
I find I change it all the time depending on what game I'm playing.
Yeah.
I never use paddles. I pull
I
them
use
off.
being
No,
able to
once you
sprint
start
and
using
jump
them-
on the back
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah, once you
Well-
start using them, then you don't have to take your thumb off the stick.
I almost went your route of learning to use them because when my A button wouldn't work, I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna leave the paddles on. I'll make one of the paddles on the back the A, and I'll adjust. I was like, why am I doing this?
No, you shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, I shouldn't have to do that.
I hate having to click in the stick that I'm moving with.
I
So
hear
that
ya.
will always be a paddle for me, no matter what.
I feel you.
If sprint is on a click stick, get out of here. It's on a paddle now.
The other problem that I had is I sat down to play. I was gonna play Dishonored 2 with the kids. They wanted to see it, and actually, your girlfriend talks about what a great game Dishonored 2 is.
Fucking love
She
that
says it has one of the best levels in the history games.
I think
is
she's
in
talking about that.
Dishonored 2. There's a
There's
puzzle
like a-
level.
Yeah, it's like a mansion where
Yeah.
it's like everything keeps changing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she loved that.
Anyway, so I went to go play Dishonored 2 with the kids. It was a 53 gigabyte update. Something like 52.68 gigs.
So they
It's the whole game.
replaced the entire game.
I don't know
with
what they
patch.
did. Yeah.
I feel like at that point you should be able to ask for a refund because none of the gigabytes you paid for are in use. Like it's all like how many of the original game are you playing at that
That
point?
sounds like a mistake on their part. Like I remember,
Because I
heard
looked
of-
it up, and people were like, "Why is my Dishonored 2 downloading 52 gigs of information?" And there was a bunch of people saying, "No, it's not. My update was 2 gigs." And the other people were like, "Mine's 52 gigs."
Yeah.
So I must have just got one of these weird circumstances
Unless
where I got a 52
People
gig.
have automatic downloads and didn't realize they'd already.
No, I've heard of
sucked off.
bugs with other games before where they'll push an update, and on some clients it just forces them to re-download everything.
I mean, in areas where there's slow internet, that will ruin your day.
It will- it will ruin
go from
multiple
like,
days.
Yeah, you're
well,
not
it
gonna
did
play
ours.
that this week.
I mean, it didn't ruin our day. We actually just went outside, so it was great.
Oh, yeah, I
actually.
mean, ruin like that's.
If you
ruin
were
that
back in
plan.
the UK and
Oh
you had to
my
download
God.
a 53 gigabyte update, how long would you be waiting for that?
Oh my god! I think the town that when I left, the maximum speed was 10, and I think I couldn't get it where I was. I had 5
Wow.
because I was a certain distance from the exchange. That would have taken, I don't know, 3 days.
Yeah, man.
Jesus Christ.
Long time.
I feel like Rainbow Six Siege always has updates. Like every time I turn it on, it's like got like a 10 gig update. I wonder how much of my hard drive on my PlayStation is eaten up by Rainbow Six.
I say 3 days as well because it'd probably time out and I'd have to restart
That's the worst.
or I'd have to like resume it. I would leave it all night and it would have like stopped at some point.
Back when Halo Reach came out, I skipped school and was sorry, it was Ballad of Gay Tony. I skipped
yeah.
school to play it, and it didn't complete, so I skipped school for nothing.
I don't
'Cause
like
it took forever.
I don't like when people talk about like the GTA 4 DLCs because it just makes me realize how there's no good DLC for GTA 5.
Oh.
They did the
No, they're all in on multiplayer.
yeah.
There's great stuff in multiplayer.
Is there?
They're adding vehicles all the time. They got some cunning stunts which are amazing.
I like
Yeah.
campaign though.
But I would love a Gay Tony level
Right.
expansion with the original characters or a new character. Gay Tony was better than the original game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lost and Damned was pretty good.
Yeah.
play
Well, it was okay. The grainy shit. Once you turn that off, it was.
Do you know I have played no GTA 5 online, no multiplayer. Have you?
I think I played briefly at launch. I played for like the first couple of days.
Yeah.
I have never played outside of video, which is my level so shit compared to everyone else.
Oh, really?
But I think you can see every time I've leveled up is on camera somewhere.
So your entire
I'm level
your entirety
78.
of playing GTA is captured.
Yes. It may not have come out. It may have been edited down, but I've never played just for fun outside of a video.
That's weird.
Yeah.
To think you have it all saved.
I just hope they do something similar with Red Dead. You know, listen.
How's that?
the online
Online
open
thing.
world, I would love that.
I think they did
Even
for
though
the
the
original.
DLC for Red Dead Redemption was fantastic, Red Dead Redemption 2, I'd like for them to go in the direction, even if it means we have to sacrifice narrative multiplayer, or excuse me, narrative DLC. I still would hope they have an online world like they have with GTA 5 because it looks fun. I haven't played it. I mean, I have loaded it up. I'm like wandering around the city just not knowing what to do, and then somebody comes by and just shoots me.
Oh yeah, don't go in a public game,
Yeah,
especially if you have a well-known gamer tag.
yeah.
It's not worth it.
No, not worth it, huh?
But to play with your friends, it's really fun. I love GTA Online.
Yeah. I should play at some point.
Let me
So-
read this thing here. I want to remind everyone this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is also brought to you by
United Airlines flight.
United Airlines flight.
So it's hubbub. What is a hubbub, Gus?
Pants.
So it was yesterday, right? Yesterday,
Was it yesterday? God,
I
it's
think it
like
was
a billion
yesterday.
years ago.
Someone tweeted that a couple of young women were denied the ability to board a United flight because they were wearing leggings.
Weren't they 10?
That's all the person tweeted. Like, I think that's all the information that came out at the time. And then,
They're
people-
calling them teenage girls.
did the original tweet come teenage girls? And then,
No, I'm reading news articles. here.
Okay. And then people obviously got really upset by it.
Very
because United
angry.
was saying that leggings were not appropriate clothing for being on a flight.
There's no dress code for flights. Is there? I mean, you could wear a bikini if you wanted to, probably.
Probably, yeah. I think what they say is whatever is comfortable and appropriate for the environment. I think that's what they actually say. So I was initially I didn't know what to think about it because I feel like it's one of those things where it's hard to get the whole story on Twitter. Like I don't know necessarily what's going on, and it didn't sound like anything that made sense to me because I see people with leggings all the time on a plane, and then of course it snowballed from there. And then United took too long to reply, and then they tried to reply to it via Twitter, which again, not enough characters to fully explain what's going on.
40, yeah.
And their explanation was that the people who were denied boarding were flying on United Pass,
This is okay. This is where it shifts for me. Go ahead.
right, which means that they were flying free as either airline employees or friends or family of employees.
Basically, friends and family pass. Yeah.
And that since they're flying on that pass, they represent the airline, and there's a separate dress code for people who fly like that.
Who the hell on the plane knows that they're flying as a representative of the airline?
It's just the
just
rule.
look like
It's just the
passengers.
rules of when they fly. It's like when you see pilots or when you see a United employee flying or an airline employee flying,
Dressed up.
they're dressed like they're at work. That's how they dress when they go. And you always think, oh, they're just hopping a plane at the end of their shift or something. It's not necessarily the case. They just have to dress appropriately for flight. And I know about this because I have relatives that work for another airline, and we would get these fucking friends and family passes when I was a kid. They were very nice. They
Awesome.
very nice and gave them to us. But I had to wear a fucking suit to go on the plane. As a kid, I was like 11, 10 or
Free
11.
flight, wear the suit.
10 or 11, I had to wear the flight. That's exactly the point. Gavin, you just made the point. It's exactly right. You got a free pass, you play by different rules. These rules have always existed. When I was 10 years old, I remember this, that I had on a different airline. It was on Delta. I had to wear a suit and, or at the very least, a button-up shirt and tie.
It's weird
to
that
fly.
it's enforced. Because I know someone who's got that for Delta.
Yeah.
And they wear whatever the Christ they want.
So this is, and everyone's reacting because they definitely think that like somebody was singled out for some reason. It's rules that have existed for a very long period of time, and it is a totally different class of passenger than just somebody who bought a ticket.
Right.
It's not the same thing at all. And so I once I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, well, just people don't know what that is.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people didn't understand that was the case because, like I said, United replied via Twitter for some reason, and there's not enough characters to explain all that. And then, like 10 hours later in the day, they made like a post on their website.
Yeah.
And then linked to it, and I think even that post did a terrible job of explaining what happened.
Here's the fucking rub is that apparently the tweets came from a passenger who witnessed the whole thing. She was sitting at the next gate over and was watching it and then started tweeting about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls ended up getting on the flight, like they had in their carry-on, they had a dress. So they threw a dress on over their leggings. And once this tweet went viral, all I could think was, and then I learned that it was a benefit pass. I thought, that's an employee that's associated with this huge PR nightmare now. Like he gave these passes to his nieces or his daughters or something. and he or she, whoever the United Airlines employee is, it's tied to some employee, and that person's now gonna have to answer for this thing for the passengers he gave it to didn't follow the specific rules, and now they got this whole fucking PR nightmare for United Airlines. Like they hate women and they don't want them. They want them to wear like a burqa on a plane or something like that,
Yeah.
And it's just rules.
Seems like a very old-fashioned rule.
It's a super old-fashioned rule because fucking airlines are super old-fashioned,
Yeah,
it's
if it was a rule when Burnie was 10, it's an old-fashioned
dude,
rule.
it's true. We were like rode there in the
The Wright brothers.
backs of our dinosaurs and then got on the plane. The big
It's a
metal bird.
pterodactyl.
The big metal bird.
Do you not wear a suit every time you fly now?
I do not.
It's like the most uncomfortable thing to travel in.
Yeah, but yeah, it's. I think it was just misunderstood and mishandled. I think in the end.
But did you actually see the wording behind what it was? Like someone went onto their website and pulled out what the actual phrasing was behind the rule, and it didn't really you couldn't from reading that you couldn't derive specifically. Oh, I can't wear tights here.
Correct. I think the rule is probably written ambiguously and intentionally.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
That's stupid. Just spell it out more. Otherwise, this shit's gonna happen. So
Yeah, I don't know why it's not more clearly defined. I'm sure it's just to intentionally be vague so they can have flexibility on it. And then this one day it just wasn't flexible.
I wear sweats on a plane, and sometimes it's not good because if you fall asleep and you get a boner and you got sweats on with a boner, it's just a bad day. Gavin knows what I'm talking about, right?
I don't own sweats.
You don't own sweats? No. It's like classy sweats. You've seen me wear them, right? Where I roll them up and I look
you look like you're wearing juicy pants when you wear those.
Dan used to always wear sweats in our early slow-mo videos. And Griffin was like, "You look like shit."
And she wouldn't let him on the slow-mo guys video.
Well, she was like making fun of him, so he never wore them again.
Who is this?
Griffin.
No, who's the
Dan?
Oh, Dan.
Dan's the guy in slow-mo guys.
I know who he is. I missed the first part of the story.
But they're not sweats like what a big guy wears, because his pants don't fit. They're like nice sweats.
There's no such thing as nice sweats.
I agree with that.
They're always just like, oh, you should be sweating in them. Joggers.
A guy we know, I was saying, I told him, I said, I like these jeans you have on. And he goes, they're not jeans. They're leggings. They just look like jeans.
Oh. Jeggings?
Yeah, they were jeggings. They were stretch lycra jeggings. I don't know if I should say.
I was
You
wearing
whispered to me.
I was wearing some slacks at the first RTX Sydney, and I guess they look like jeggings because Freddie Wong came up to me and was like, "Are those tights? What you got on there?" I was like, no, they're slacks. He's like, "They're tights. I know they are."
Yeah.
He would know.
So they had the print of denim,
Yeah.
but they weren't actually denim.
I don't know what they were, but they looked very comfortable.
Okay.
And I believe he got them from American Apparel thing. I don't know.
So
He told me.
we were talking about United, and it made me think about that story I texted you the other day, where
The private jet one?
yeah,
Or the BA one?
the private jet one.
Tell the
Oh my
private
god,
jet
the
one.
diagram that you showed me.
What happened?
An
Man
Airbus
alive.
A380 was flying in this direction.
Okay.
1,000
God.
feet below it, I believe, was an Embraer flying in this direction.
Yeah.
Like a private jet, sort of.
The A380 is so big, the turbulence wake it created caused the private plane 1,000 feet below it to spin head over tail 5 times.
If you look at the diagram, it looks like the plane equivalent of getting clotheslined.
Wow.
Like
So it
the
was like
plane just went
CMM
woof, and
Weigelt on
apparently-
Twitter reminded me to talk about it.
Apparently, it flipped like 5 times before they regained control of it and landed safely.
That's like
And-
a video game glitch where they're like,
yeah, and everyone
Yeah.
inside was like spinning all over the place, hitting the ceiling and stuff.
Oh God, that had to be
The
The,
unbelievable.
Okay.
the diagram, I think there were injuries.
I mean,
I don't think anyone died.
the first flip has to be so intense to enable you to make the rest of the flips. Because they're trying to get it back under control. I'm sure. That sounds horrendous.
is there centripetal force at work there to
Well,
where
I
it's
mean-
spinning on an axis and they're just
I mean, as soon as you are thrusting it faster than you're flying, you're just gonna do that a few times.
I'm trying to see if I can pull it up.
The
here.
the diagram made me want to vomit.
I want to see an actual
There it is.
recreation.
So there's the,
Looks like
the
they're doing
diagram I
badass
sent him.
stunts.
Boof! Just hit right in the face.
It flipped 5 times.
How do they know for
think-
sure?
You think the guy in the jumbo
Black
jet
box?
was like,
Yeah, the black box will
Black box.
register the ball, won't it?
Fucking hell, no.
Can you
thank
imagine being on that plane 1,000
No.
feet below it? You don't know what the fuck's going on.
No.
You're just on a plane that all of a sudden you're flipping 5 times.
It's like you hit a wire in the sky or something. Like Gavin said, you got clothesline basically.
is that like a vomit comet though, where you're flying
Oh,
around?
no, a
now?
vomit comet's just a
Rise and
parabolic
then-
arc. Yeah. Jesus, I hadn't seen that. Is that a photo from inside?
The seat came off.
Oh, their champagne's all spilled.
I like the
Darn.
lighting is so much better than the first one. And the lighting in the second one is like the light of God when you're hungover.
It's because the light spun 5 times.
Yeah, exactly. The photons hadn't resettled yet, so they were scattered across the cabin.
Oh my god, that'd be awful.
So all in all, I have to say, if I'm flying in a plane, I prefer that didn't happen. I don't know about you.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I prefer not to have that.
How did they land that shit? That's
Well,
incredible. About
The
that
best
story.
part is, after they smooth it out and they're just saying they're going along again normally, if they didn't know what caused it, they're like, is that going to happen again? Like, that can happen any
Or you
moment.
think the pilots are like, it wasn't us.
Yeah,
It wasn't us.
if everyone was strapped in and there were no loose items, would you be able to tell you were upside down?
I think so. I think you feel what the
Absolutely.
fuck is going on.
Look out the window and you're like, oh,
that
fuck.
instrument, would just be there, like, that shows your horizon would have been just going haywire.
I'd like to imagine
Uh,
the pilot, like they're always like trying to keep the passengers calm and collected. Like, oh, we just experienced a little bit of turbulence. Like, I mean, they're like trying to relax.
Told you to fucking buckle up.
I was stuck listening. I don't know how I got onto it. Like air traffic control recordings of some guy who had hypoxia. What's it called? Is it
Yeah.
hypoxia?
Hypoxia.
So he wasn't getting enough oxygen, and you
Did
could
I
hear.
agree to scale Mount Everest with Meg
Yeah,
yesterday?
yeah. You were obsessed with like climb Everest with me. Climb Everest.
Was it my idea?
Yeah, because she was like she
Not
was
doing
reading
that.
about climbing accidents, and I was reading about plane stuff. But anyway, there's this recording of this guy. I don't know what he's flying over, if it's a passenger jet or some just tiny plane, but he's so high on lack of oxygen, and he was trying to describe to air traffic control. He's like, unable to control airspeed, and he's trying to because he's like can barely like word it, so he's talking really slowly, and then he's like unable to control heading, and he's listing all the stuff he can't do, and then he's like, other than that, okay.
Jeez.
And their traffic control is like reduce altitude, and eventually he comes down and he like
starts getting
gets
oxygen.
his mind back.
Jeez.
But at the beginning he was just like didn't know what was going on, but somehow was able to relay all the correct information.
Well, Destin from Smarter Every Day did that really awesome.
Did it deliberately,
great.
yeah.
Yeah,
Video.
And it makes sense why you have to put the person's. You put your own
Yours,
on
yeah.
first, and then the next person.
it
But
goes
apparently
fast,
it makes
yeah.
you like euphoric, like you're about
Yeah.
to die, and you become like you sound really sarcastic and
Well,
funny.
Yeah.
Meg
Well,
was-
he had his mask like this, and all he had to do was take the mask and clip it, and he'd have been okay. And to his credit, he lasted longer than anybody else in that chamber. And they're telling him, "Hey, put your mask on," and he's like, "Uh huh." And they said,
Put a mask on or you're about to die.
if you don't put your mask on, you will die. And he goes, I don't want to die. And they said, put your mask, and he couldn't. He would
Someone had to do it. That's
Someone had
why
to do it
you
for
put your
him.
own
He would have
mask on.
died. Yeah.
Meg was talking to me about the Everest thing, and she was talking about like how she was watching Everest accidents.
Meg, by the way, is
and-
obsessed with climbing accidents because she's on Japan time still. She wakes up at 5 a.m, and then she starts reading about climbing
They're
accidents.
super fucking interesting. There was like one where a guy was like they were carrying a body, and then the guy in the back was like acting like a loopy idiot because he was like low on oxygen, and then he starts falling, and then they're like, "Let the bag go," and he's like watching as he's falling, and then he like lets it go, and he just has no response to try to save himself. He just lets go, and he just like slides off of a cliff. Totally euphoric. Yeah.
Dead.
Wow.
But then the guy that they're trying to carry, apparently he was like realizing that he was slowing the whole group down. So in the middle of the night, he just rocks off of his bed and rolls off a cliff. He
What?
sacrifices
There's
himself.
a
so that,
bunch of like
What a fucking great
pretty
story.
much every climbing story is like, and then they were dead.
And then
it's
they
just
died.
like, oh, he slipped.
Yeah.
Like there was one guy who slipped down, like slid down the whole way, and then he landed on some stable ground and lived. And he was like, shit, I'm okay. And then someone came down to like help him back up. By the time they got down there, he'd slipped again and died.
Really?
Yeah, he'd already like gone even further down. And it's just like,
it was
just like that, just
it was
people
the
die.
creepiest, most fascinating story ever. Like just listening to shit that happens on Everest.
and
People
apparently one of the landmarks on Everest is this body,
Yeah.
just, green boots. I think.
and he's gone now.
Oh, was it
Wait,
after
wait.
the avalanche or something?
Yeah, like either someone took it
Oh,
or
what?
or he was swept away. But like that landmark is gone now.
Winter is coming. he's up and walking. Sorry, that was very.
And you were telling me about a plane that,
Yeah, I think I was
flung
gonna say-
that woman.
Oh, right, yeah. But this is probably what got you on your kick of listening to air traffic control. I sent you that air traffic control recording of that accident at Heathrow.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to listen. There's like from a major aircraft incident, and to listen to air traffic control and how they handle this situation. Like they don't necessarily know everything that's going on, but
Yeah.
the way that they're rerouting planes.
That
and-
was the flight where they had ice crystals in the fuel
yeah.
and didn't know they were crashing until like 100 feet from the runway,
Yeah.
where it just like
They crashed
lost
at the
power
end of the
and
runway.
fell short. They landed like 100 feet short of the runway.
Bummer.
There's a picture of it where it's like you can see where it landed and just like veers to the right at the start of the runway. Like they almost made it. But like he's basically calling Mayday as he's crashing. So all of a sudden, without warning, a plane has crashed. And
Yeah,
then
you think it's coming to land, and then
Yeah.
it's like, oh no, it crashed.
air traffic control is like immediately on all the other planes, like go around, and then you hear like Qatar going around.
Yeah.
And then they have to, whenever someone calls Mayday, you have to list the aircraft type and the reason for Mayday. Or when you call like medical
Yeah.
to a plane, like if someone's had a heart attack,
Yeah.
you have to give the aircraft type and the reason. So it's like aircraft type is 777. Reason is crash. The aircraft has crashed. It's like super
Wow.
obvious stating, but it's like really interesting how they word it all.
What,
Yeah.
So do you, when you listen to these, does it matter to you if that plane crashes and that person dies? Is it still, do you still want to listen to it?
Oh, would they prevent you from listening to it?
Or, no, or like, do you want to listen
I think
to
it goes
that?
into
I've
this-
heard it. I've heard it always.
You're probably assuming that most of the people die in an airplane crash, I would assume.
I mean, a lot of planes crash land and everyone gets off.
But like, I don't know if there's like that not safe for life tag on like Reddit where
Yeah.
it's like, if you watch this, you're watching someone die and that might affect you. So I don't know if you guys are
No,
into
absolutely.
For
I know what you're
audio-
talking- I know what you're talking about, yeah.
For audio only, it's not as bad to look at.
I don't know. It's so
to,
weird.
to look at.
It's like listening to a ghost. Or
Well,
something.
'cause you're
It's one of
looking
the
at
things you get
subtitles.
desensitized to, and I don't know if I want to get desensitized
Right.
to it.
I don't think I can listen to that.
The, yeah, never look at any dash cam video from China. That's would be my recommendation.
Why from China?
Oh yeah.
Because everyone's on scooters, except for the people who are driving 18-wheelers that are with no like
Oh,
licensing or
Just
regulation.
mowed under.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Like, or just like the best is here comes this cute little Chinese couple coming up to an intersection. Oh, this semi's turning the corner too fast, and it just goes bonk. It just falls over like onto them, just tips over sideways.
Ah, it's sad.
It's like a house falling on you. Anyway, talking about Mount Everest makes me think about Gavin's big running theory about if you fall out of a plane, you can just run down a mountain. I actually,
It's not my theory. Everyone keeps saying it's my theory. You were telling me that someone thought that was real, and I was like, I agree with it.
oh, it's your,
It was like your friend who
your
had this theory.
guilt by association. Yeah, who was it? Ben Thomas, I think, was the guy.
I was
who
just like,
thought
yeah,
that.
I can see that. It's like a
And-
death slide.
The chances of you landing at the, anyways.
Well, we've never really, I don't think, talked about this particular example that actually proves what you're saying is true. I saw, it wasn't related to the Special Olympics. I just saw a competition, a ski jump. And let's just say the guy had an amazing jump. And he went too far and went past the point where the hill is.
God.
And he just landed. But it was like the runway thing. It was probably like 4 feet too far. And it was a big fucking difference in that guy's life.
Yeah,
Because it was
even
just like
4 feet of ramp will transfer downwards to forwards,
right.
just enough for you to not break your legs.
And he got right at the bottom, and
Is he
it was
okay?
that was good timing on the hit of the mic. It was like skis went flying everywhere, so I hope he's okay. I have no idea.
Probably
Dude's
not.
dead.
He had on a helmet.
You witnessed
So.
death.
I don't know. They float when they're in there. It's weird. That ski jump is way different jump than anything else, and it's just two little sticks on your feet, but somehow they.
It might just be a trick of the camera.
Is that what it
They're
is?
floating.
Yeah.
They feel like they're floating.
I mean,
like,
they're
They're fucking flying through the air.
like if you didn't have skis and you went down that ramp with the same speed, you would do that too.
You think
Yeah.
about dudes though with like wingsuits that are going down, they're like stopping wind and they're still fucking soaring. And those guys, like if they, ran down a hill, they're dead. They're just like, right?
what do you think life expectancy is on a dude in one of those wingsuits, those squirrel suits?
Oof, I don't know.
I would say
gotta be low.
35.
10 jumps.
Yeah, it's got to be, if you get up to like 50 jumps, you have to retire at that point, right? You have to.
Yeah.
It's just, you're going to die.
Like yeah,
doing
you've
that.
gone far enough. You've seen what you're gonna see.
The margin of error is just, and maybe I just don't understand the physics behind it, but I saw this thing where it was one after the other. They all just jumped off. Boom, 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 boom.
I feel like that's
And then he went down this. I keep hitting my mic tonight for some reason. He went off the side of the mountain, and there was points where he could, in his own GoPro, could see his shadow on the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is too friggin' close to the
They're
ground.
touching like tips of trees and stuff too. Like I've seen videos
No.
where they're just like,
Not doing that.
What if
Not
a tree
doing that.
grew all of a sudden?
How do you learn that skill?
like in Minecraft.
You skydive a bunch
I
and
feel
then
like
try that? Is that what happens?
Everest is more dangerous.
Than squirrel suits?
Yeah, like the death rate is like 10% or something. What was it Tony was saying? Like K2 is more dangerous.
K2, I think, was somewhere near 30. She's sad,
There was
I
one other one that's more deadly than K2, and it's like 30%.
Oh,
And
okay.
you're going
But
climbing with her.
You wouldn't want a 1 in 3 chance of
Yeah.
living.
No. Fulcrum's going with her. What?
So you're not going to go Everest with
She was
Tony then?
talking to me about training. She's like, well, we'd have to train really hard to do it. I'm like, I'm eating like my 8th pizza roll. I'm like,
You're like, how many
Apparently on
pizza rolls have you had? I'm training right now.
She was saying on K2 they have to climb up and down a bunch of times to acclimate to the low
yes.
oxygen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I knew of a guy that he built
Altitude
a room in
sickness
his
and
house,
blindness.
and it was basically like a walk-in refrigerator, and he would sleep in there just to get used to the cold. Like, people are just, they go nuts over that shit.
What,
Yeah,
is he a
it
climber?
does sound like they go nuts. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like staying warm is going to be a lot easier than not being able to breathe. though.
Yeah.
Like, you can just layer up, surely.
It's like breathing through straws, what they say, right? Like breathing through like.
On the
normal-
Amazing
That's why
Race-
people train with the thing on the treadmill with
Those
the
are
thing on, right?
bullshit.
On the Amazing Race, we were like
Yeah?
17,000 feet up.
Let me
And
clarify.
I had to blow up 2 air mattresses, and I ran out of oxygen.
And Everest is like 29,000.
Yeah, it was double that.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's not, it doesn't scale. Like it's probably way less oxygen. Like I feel like it becomes exponentially worse the higher you go.
So at that altitude when you were blowing up stuff,
Oh my god.
you're still blowing in the same amount of air. There's just less oxygen.
Well,
so it
yeah.
wouldn't take longer to blow it up. You're just tired more.
Right. Well, then I go to catch my breath, and there's no breath to be caught. That's the feeling that I had. It's like take a big breath in, and there's nothing to it. It's just I don't know how to describe it. I've never had a feeling like that in my life. And then I had to run up these metal staircases with Ashley's French boyfriend, the Jean Pierre, the mountain guide who was with us, and he's like, "Allons-y, allons-y,
Did she give him
let's
head
go."
rubs?
What?
Did she give him head rubs?
I probably passed out, and she probably gave him head scratches.
Ashley's over there. saying-
She's right there. You wanna? Can we get a side mic for Ash? We got time for this at the end of the podcast?
We're going to talk about
You
head
want
rubs.
to do it post show or you want to do it here?
Can we find out? I got to find out why Ashley was giving Gavin head scratches.
I made his hair really pretty.
No, but is that what you were doing over there? I got very jealous.
I was trying to remember. I didn't ask for head rubs, did I? You just offered up head rubs.
Gavin,
yeah,
you're
we
fine.
we were having a debate. I was talking to you about how head scratches are Bernie's favorite thing in the world,
Yes.
Yeah.
and that we're speculating it's because he has so many hairs. And so I tried it on you to see because you also have many hairs.
Yeah.
And then I gave you a cone hair.
It was nice.
Yeah, scratch. So, nice knowing you. I think you two will be very happy together.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, stop. You put together a nice party yesterday?
Thanks, Boo.
Oh, it's
It was fun. It was good.
all right. It's about time to wrap this up. Try Hard podcast. Following up next is part of the Cock Block. Stay tuned. Check it out. And we'll see you guys next week.
And send me your questions on Twitter, or I'll make a journal on the Rooster Teeth site for the vlog this week. Questions you want answered, I will go around and talk to the individuals at Rooster Teeth Productions.
You're starting an Ask FM.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm just trying to. Yeah.